times must the cannon
Where injustice prevails, rebellion is justice. Where humiliation of humanity prevails, revolution is the only answer.
The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind.
1960s can be marked as a time of worldwide rebellion against all sorts of injustice and exploitation. A new upsurge of struggles of working class and toiling peasantry had overtaken the capitalist countries. The growing intensity of the armed struggles in countries of Asia, Africa and Latin America for national liberation was destroying the very foundation of the rule of local reactionaries and imperialism. In China, the great proletarian cultural revolution was surging ahead under the leadership of Mao Zedong. After betrayal of Soviet Union, the cultural revolution was a new weapon for continuing class struggle and advancing socialism through mobilization of people. This further strengthened the cause of socialism. A new spirit was infused among revolutionaries all over the world. India too did not remain untouched. The country had been in ferment for some time. The Indian polity was in the midst of struggles. Revolts outbursted sporadically against the ruthless exploitation of feudalism and imperialism. People were rising from every state, city, village. In 1966, Bengal was engulfed in food movement. Srikakulam peasants decided not to take Operation Lying Down anymore. Naga and Mizo people took arms for national liberation. People were striving for an alternative. In 1967 general elections, Congress party was routed in 8 states simultaneously, the first time since 1951. The face of government changed, but corruption, exploitation remained unchanged. There was no liberation from hunger and misery. Those who aspired change and revolution were disgusted with the revisionist politics of CPM. Debates rose in the party about what should be the path of revolution in India? What should be the attitude towards parliamentary path in a country like India? What is the character of India? What should be the stand of revolutionaries in great debate between communist parties of Russia and China? What would be the alternative? In 1965, Charu Majumdar, the Darjeeling District Committee Secretary of CPM, wrote the 8th document against CPM's revisionist politics. The mood was restless, the situation was revolutionary. And a spring thunder struck over India in 1967. The peasants of Naxalbari and hitherto little-known hamlet in Bengal rose up in arms to break their sickles. The peasants smashed the feudal authority by waging an armed struggle against the feudal lords and the state. The ruling classes and all the parliamentary parties, including CPM, were panic-stricken. 23rd May 1967, a huge police force was sent to crush the movement. The peasants resisted heroically. A police officer, Sonam Wangdi, was killed in the fight. In retaliation, the police killed 13 people, including 7 women, on 25th May. Thus were born the first martyrs of Naxalbari. After Naxalbari, the Indian communist movement did not remain the same. Although in the 1940s itself, the glorious Telangana struggle had created a scope for democratic revolution. But this could not be consummated due to the betrayal by rightist leadership. Naxalbari was the first conscious attempt to apply Mao's strategy of revolution in India. The seizure of political power by armed struggle was for the first time but the central question of communist movement in India. The prairie fire spread to Srikakulam in Andhra Pradesh, Mushahari in Bihar, Lakhimpur Kheri in Uttar Pradesh, Punjab, etc. Babulal Vishwakarma was the first guerrilla fighter to lay down his life on 7 September 1968. One of the leaders of the movement, he symbolized all that this struggle stood for. Naxalbari movement struck a severe blow to the feudal and comprador socio-political power structure. Inspired by the movement, hundreds of students left their studies at the call of revolution. Various sections of people rallied in support. Naxalbari Sangram Sahayak Samiti was formed. The communist revolutionaries came out of CPM in 1968 and formed AICCCR. As a logical culmination to this process, CPIML, a party of new type, was born on 22nd April 1969. A huge rally of CPIML was organized on this occasion at Shahid Minar in Calcutta. On May 27, 1969, one of the central committee members of the new party, Comrade Panchadri Krishnamurthy, was detained along with 6 others at a small railway station in Andhra Pradesh, and after taking them to a village, they were bound to the trees and shot dead. The new party announced its program and constitution from its first Congress in 1970. This was also the 8th Congress of the party, considering the continuity of the revolutionary stream since the inception of the CPI in 1925. Comrade Charu Majumdar was elected as the General Secretary of the party. The Congress rejected the parliamentary path, rejected all varieties of revisionism, and adopted the concept of protracted people's war of seizing power in the countryside and finally encircling the cities and achieving countrywide victory. Thus the 1970 Congress of CPIML assumed great significance as a trailblazer of the revolution in India. The Indian state was panic-stricken, shedding its mask of democracy. It was hell-bent on crushing the ongoing revolution. Hundreds of activists and sympathizers were killed by the state. There was a massacre in the heart of Calcutta in Kashipur-Baranagar area. The police and the goons of Congress party, along with the tacit support of CPM, surrounded the area, dragged the people out of their homes and shot them. After a few days, the number of dead becomes too many to be listed. Many revolutionaries were killed in the jail itself. Comrade Shahaz Datta was picked up by the police and one never saw him again. Party lost another important leader, Comrade Sushital Rai Chaudhary. Streams of blood flowed in the mountains of Srikakulam. Comrade Satyam and Kailasham, the beloved leaders and architects of Srikakulam movement, were killed after an encounter. Panchadi Nirmala, along with dozens of women comrades, had plunged into the struggle to liberate women along with the toiling masses. She too was killed in fake encounter with some others. On 16th July 1972, Comrade Charu Majumdar was arrested from his shelter in Calcutta, and on 28th July he was murdered in police custody.